When it comes to daytime television, there are a few constants that viewers can always count on: witty banter, celebrity interviews, a touch of glamour, and of course, Kelly Ripa's razor-sharp wit. But this week, the Live with Kelly and Mark host turned that wit, not toward her celebrity guests, but toward her own audience after chatter erupted over her sudden absence from the show. In true Kelly Ripa fashion, she didn't tiptoe around the speculation, she addressed it head-on, with the kind of sharp humor and unapologetic candor that has made her one of the most beloved and sometimes controversial personalities in television. Her response, a cheeky, almost defiant, "I don't care." What followed was a moment that not only showcased Ripa's bold personality but also revealed something deeper about the pressures public figures face when they take even the smallest step away from the spotlight. A sudden absence sparks speculation. Of Live are used to seeing Kelly Ripa bright and early every weekday morning, whether she's trading quips with co-host and husband Mark Consuelos, or poking fun at herself. Her presence has become part of millions of people's morning routines, so when Ripa was noticeably absent from a recent taping, the reaction was immediate. Social media lit up with questions. Where's Kelly? Was she sick? Was there behind-the-scenes drama? Some speculated it was simply a long weekend getaway, while others, leaning into the kind of tabloid-fueled fantasy that seems to follow every celebrity, wondered if it was something more dramatic. Mark Consuelos did his best to keep the show running smoothly, even sprinkling in a few jokes about being left unsupervised. Guest hosts filled in, and while the episodes carried on with their usual charm, it was impossible to ignore the missing spark. Within hours, entertainment blogs were writing headlines about Ripa's absence, and Twitter was a swirl of hashtag Where is Kelly and Bring Back Ripa. It didn't take long for Kelly herself to respond. Kelly's bold return. When Ripa returned to the studio, fans expected her to offer some explanation, perhaps a simple, "I was under the weather" or "I needed a family day." But instead, she leaned into the buzz with a trademark smirk and a surprising message. "I heard there was a lot of talk about why I wasn't here," she told the live audience, her voice carrying both amusement and mischief. "Some of you seemed very concerned, which I appreciate. Some of you seemed less concerned." She let the pause linger before shrugging with exaggerated nonchalance, "And honestly, I don't care." The crowd broke into nervous laughter, unsure if she was serious or joking. But as Ripa continued, it became clear, this wasn't just a throwaway quip. It was her way of reclaiming the narrative, poking fun at the obsessive nature of celebrity culture, while reminding everyone that she, too, deserves the freedom to step away without having to justify it to the world. A history of speaking her mind. This wasn't the first time Kelly Ripa has clapped back at her critics. Since taking over Live more than 2 decades ago, she has faced her fair share of commentary about her fashion, her weight, her marriage, even her jokes. And yet, time and again, she's proven unwilling to shrink under the spotlight. From calling out unfair tabloid stories to teasing her husband on air about his quirks, Ripa has built a career on authenticity. Viewers never quite know what she's going to say, but they can always trust that she'll say it with conviction. Her latest remark, "I don't care," felt less like an insult to her audience, and more like an affirmation of that ethos. It was a reminder that she won't bend to the constant demand for explanations. Audience reaction: mixed, but passionate. The audience's response, both in the studio and online, was predictably split. Some fans applauded Ripa's honesty, praising her for setting boundaries and refusing to cater to every demand. One viewer tweeted, "Kelly Ripa is a queen. She doesn't owe anyone an explanation for taking a day off. Hashtag, I don't care, is my new mantra." Another posted on Instagram, "She's right. Imagine being criticized for missing one day of work after hosting a live show for decades. Kelly deserves all the breaks she wants." But not everyone was on board. Some critics argued that her dismissive tone showed a lack of gratitude toward the fans who tune in every morning. "Without your audience, you don't have a show." One commenter wrote, "A little respect wouldn't hurt." It was a classic Ripa moment, bold, polarizing, and unforgettable. The pressure of perfection. What makes this moment so interesting isn't just Ripa's sassets, what it reveals about the expectations placed on public figures. In a world where social media keeps fans constantly connected to celebrities, absences are magnified. A missing Instagram post, a skipped red carpet, or a single day off work can spiral into a frenzy of speculation. For Ripa, who has been in the public eye for decades, that scrutiny is nothing new. But her willingness to shrug it off so openly without apologies, without PR spin, felt refreshing. It was a quiet rebellion against the idea that celebrities owe the public access to every moment of their lives. Mark Consuelos weighs in, of course. Kelly Ripa story would be complete without Mark Consuelos weighing in. The actor turned co-host has quickly learned that hosting live alongside his wife means being drawn into every bit of drama, planned or not. When Ripa dropped her "I don't care" line, Consuelos playfully rolled his eyes. "You care a little," he teased, earning laughter from the audience. Ripa shot back, "About you, yes. About this, not so much." The exchange was pure live magic marriage banter, mixed with morning show levity. It also reinforced why viewers tune in, not just for celebrity interviews or cooking demos, but for the genuine, unscripted moments between its hosts. Why Kelly's attitude resonates. There's a reason Ripa's remarks struck such a chord in a society obsessed with productivity, perfection, and constant availability. Hearing someone say "I don't care" feels almost radical. It's a reminder that it's okay to step away, to disappoint expectations, to prioritize personal life over public demand. And coming from someone who has spent more than 20 years entertaining America at 9 a.m. sharp, it carried extra weight. For her fans, it was empowering. For her critics, it was infuriating. But for Kelly, it was simply the truth. The larger conversation about boundaries. Ripa's offhand comments sparked a larger conversation online about boundaries, especially for women in the spotlight. Many fans pointed out that male hosts and celebrities often take time off without facing the same level of scrutiny. Ripa herself has spoken in past interviews about the double standards she's encountered throughout her career. From ageist comments to unfair speculation about her marriage, her unapologetic "I don't care" felt like another step in challenging those double standards. What's next for Kelly and Liveth? There's one thing this latest moment proves. It's that Kelly Ripa isn't going anywhere. Her ability to turn even a day's absence into a headline speaks to her lasting influence in daytime television. As the fall season of Live with Kelly and Mark gears up, fans can expect more of the same: unfiltered honesty, playful banter, and the occasional mic drop moment. And if she does decide to take another day off, well, now we know exactly how she feels about the speculation. Conclusion: a lesson in unapologetic living. Kelly Ripa's bold clapback may have shocked some viewers, but in many ways, it was quintessential Ripa, fearless, witty, and unwilling to play by anyone else's rules. Her message was clear. She doesn't need to explain her every move, and she won't apologize for taking space when she needs it. In a culture that demands constant visibility, perhaps there's something powerful in that shrug, that smirk, and that simple phrase, "I don't care." It wasn't just a comeback. To the audience, it was a manifesto for living unapologetically. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real reason fans can't stop talking about it.